All right. Good night. Good evening. Good morning. You're tuning in to the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast with your co-host Uno and
Jade, which I was supposed to be starting first.
oh my bad. Oh, she thugging again. My bad.
Okay, well, no, it don't really matter. But welcome everybody. We're your co-hosts. We thank you. We are 31 minutes or 30 minutes behind, but it's all good.
Yeah, we apologize.
Okay, but it's all good. You're still going to enjoy our content. And we are Chit Chat Chew Show podcast. You are tuning in. We typically start from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you live on another side of the world or a different coast, just adjust it accordingly. Okay, so let me just say in advance, this for the month of May will be our last show for the month of May because we're taking a mental health break.
Right. This will be our last for right now.
For the month of May, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, we're just taking a break and we deserve it. But we didn't want to leave out the month of May and not talk about awareness. So I'm going to jump in and say we're going to speak about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Mental Health Awareness Month, 3 Black women who won the Miss USA in 2019, and the recent passing of John Singleton. Okay, so we hope that you enjoy our show. Of course, you know, if you see me with my head down, that is because I am still inviting some people to tune in. So it's not rudeness, it's just from love. I'm looking to have you join in. So for those of you who can't join in, thank you for letting me know that you have other obligations, but you will listen to the replay. Okay. And for those of you that are not doing too much, hey, if you just drop in, put some thumbs up, put some hearts in, let us know that, you know, you're on. We definitely appreciate you. Excuse me. So we're going to start with Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Absolutely, which we definitely need to bring awareness to breast cancer in general. They just had something for breast cancer that was held not far from Piedmont Road. It's really a breast cancer event that they have every year. And, you know, everyone comes together just to, you know, not only celebrate, but just honor those women who've been through breast cancer and just kind of just highlight that. And I'm sure it was a great turnout. I'm sure it was. If you didn't know about it, now you know. So, okay, so let me read.
And do men have breast cancer? Don't men have breast cancer? Am I wrong? I'm going to have to research into that.
I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure. Have you ever heard anything about men having breast cancer?
I thought
I never heard.
Maybe, I'm probably thinking about something completely wrong and my phone just froze. How cute is that? But I'm going to research that. I'm going to try to research it while I'm on with you guys as well. So again, those that tune in, even if it's for a short moment or you follow us throughout the whole podcast, just give us some thumbs up and love and let us know some hearts and stuff.
We appreciate it.
Definitely.
I just want to get a little bit more tidbit on the event that took place this past Saturday. So it was the 2019 Combing Greater Atlanta More Than Pink Walk TM. It was Saturday, May 4th, 2019. And of course, it started early. And like I said, it wasn't too far. I meant to say Peachtree Road, not Piedmont, but it started by Peachtree Road. So if you was out Saturday, you know things were blocked off all down Peachtree Road. And a lot of people were just trying to get through it, couldn't get through the roads because they blocked it off specifically for this event. So if you was there, that's awesome. More power to you. They have a website too. It's actually info-common.org. They have all kind of information you can donate. They have the vision. They have a World Without Breast Cancer. They have the calendar. They have the event day schedule. Special announcements. You know, they have, you know, even if you want to when you're donating to breast cancer from this website, they have a goal that they're trying to reach. They have other little tidbits about breast cancer, the death rates. They also have fundraising, they have research, they have community involvement. So, getting involved in the community, they have action. They have so much on this website. I really suggest you check it out. I think it's real dope. And that's good that I didn't even know because I forgot about it. I knew they had a breast cancer month. I just forgot when the event was taking place. I didn't find out until one of my coworkers told me about it. So that was the biggest reason why I knew about it. And I believe they have another one in October. Don't they have awareness in October as well for breast cancer, or just cancer in general?
It might just be for cancer. We'll have to do some research on that.
Because I just saw, so when I was researching breast cancer, they have awareness for October. So I was looking at that on the web. But just cancer in general is it affects everybody. Whether you're older, you're younger, they have all types of cancer. It's just so many. Some of them are manageable, some of them are not curable, but there's always treatments to, just slow down the process. All right, so I'm going to go to this website called cancer.org. If I can click on it. Okay.
And thanks, Diamond, for joining. How you doing?
Appreciate you, Diamond Jones.
Appreciate you, Diamond Jones.
All right, so this is come from cancer.org. It says breast cancer. Whether you or a loved one are worried about developing breast cancer, have just been diagnosed, or going through breast cancer treatment, or trying to stay well after treatment, they have detailed information that can help you find the answers you need. So they have basic information about breast cancer. They have breast cancer risk and prevention. They have breast cancer early detection and diagnosis. They have understanding breast cancer diagnosis, treating breast cancer. They have reconstruction surgery. They have non-cancerous breast conditions. They have living as a breast cancer survivor. I believe this is something about if you have breast cancer, they have a guide to help you understand the next steps, in taking, I guess the necessary process of helping you with breast cancer, but, understanding your diagnosis as well. I'm going to read about breast cancer. Let's see what they have about breast cancer. All right. So what is breast cancer? Let's do the simple one. What is breast cancer? Breast cancer starts when cells in the breast begin to grow out of control. These cells usually form a tumor that can often be seen on the X-ray or felt as a lump. The tumor is malignant cancer if the cells can grow into invade surrounding tissues or spread metastasize to distant areas of the body. Breast cancer occurs almost entirely in women, but men can get breast cancer too. And you did just ask that, do men get breast cancer? So yes, it's a proven fact that men get breast cancer. If you didn't know that, now you know. I wonder how some people feel. They might think that's weird. But cancer is cancer, right?
Yeah.
It's possible. Cells in nearly any part of the body can become cancer and can spread to other areas. So on their website, if you want to learn more about cancer and how all cancers start to spread, they have a highlight tab. It's called Cancer Basics. Check that out when you get a chance. They also have something here about, okay, I want to read the one about how it spreads. Breast cancer can spread when the cancer cells get into the blood or lymph system and are carried to other parts of the body. The lymph system is a network of lymph vessels found throughout the body that connects lymph nodes, which is they're pretty much shaped like a small bean, and it collects from the immune system cells. The clear fluid inside the lymph vessels called lymph contains tissue byproducts and waste material as well as immune system cells. The lymph vessels carry lymph fluid away from the breast. In the case of breast cancer, cancer cells can enter those lymph vessels and start to grow in lymph nodes. Most of the lymph vessels of the breast drain into lymph nodes under the arm, which is another word for axillary nodes. Lymph nodes around the collarbone above the collarbone and below the collarbone is, it spreads around the lymph nodes, around those areas. Lymph nodes inside the chest near the breastbone, so it also spreads there. If cancer cells have spread to your lymph nodes, there's a higher chance that the cells could have traveled through the lymph system and spread to other parts of the body. The more lymph nodes with breast cancer cells, the more likely it is that the cancer may be found in other organs. Because of this, finding cancer in one or more lymph nodes often affects your treatment plan. Usually, you will need surgery to remove one or more lymph nodes to know whether the cancer has spread. Still, not all women with cancer cells in their lymph nodes develop metastases, and some women with no cancer cells in their lymph nodes develop metastases later. So yes, it's definitely a complex thing with cancer. I want to ask you a question about breast cancer too, Jade. Um, do you know anybody that has breast cancer, or there's anyone in your family that had breast cancer?
So as far as breast cancer, I'm sure that there was. I just offhand can't name them. um, so yes, I can. So I'm thinking, wow. So
Wow.
no, because it just came to me. I had
said
one of
it.
those moments because I was like, yeah, I know. Because I know in our Black community,
Mhm.
there's a very high risk of Black communities, Black and brown communities living with breast cancer. Young, old, it doesn't really matter what the age is. But my mom actually had breast cancer, and she is cancer free now. She is cancer free.
Okay.
She also had throat cancer.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I heard
she
a
also
lot
had
about that
throat
too.
cancer, and she is cancer free from that. My cousin, well, second cousin, but I called her my aunt, may she rest in peace. She had, I'm trying to think of what it was. What is the one? It wasn't.
Where was it affected?
I wanna say probably in the stomach.
That's probably called it stomach cancer. They just call it stomach cancer.
So we'll just go with that for now. But yes, she had cancer, and unfortunately she chose not to jump in it. She thought that if she took a trip to Atlanta, as a matter of fact, she took a trip here to Atlanta to see family, and the doctor had said, don't go, let me see you. But she didn't, and she came to Atlanta, and just that fast, when she came back to Philly, she was in stage 4. And she passed away rather quickly.
Wow.
She had lost her hair and everything, like in a matter of quick time.
The cancer progresses so rapidly.
So
you have to catch it early.
Yeah.
You really have to.
Yeah. She could have had the possibility of still being alive
if she had came down to Atlanta.
If she would not have came to Atlanta and went to the doctors first.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's her choice. I hope that she's in a better place. It's been many years ago. Actually, my biological pop had cancer, but that was a man, but he still had cancer. So, right. But in any event, a lot of family of mine were diagnosed with cancer. I think it's very important for women and men to get themselves checked.
Please do. Okay,
because we're in a time where things are different. They're not the way that they used to be, and things are happening. It could be a combination of the chemicals that are getting sprayed on our food, chemicals that are being put in our foods,
what we use in our hair,
what we use in our hair, under the arms, on our skin. It's so many different factors that you have to go out and you have to do the research to believe it, because it is truth to it. That's why we have to do our best. And I'm not a perfect person. You have to take care of yourself. And that's why I get a sore throat and lose my voice, because I cannot stress enough. You need to take care of yourself. You can't keep putting off stuff. I know that going to the doctors and hospitals and things like that, getting ourselves checked out can be a scary thing, because a lot of us, you don't know what to expect. Right. You don't want to hear any bad news. I get it. But we still need to go and take care of ourselves.
And then if you find out something,
crucial.
Just go through the process.
Go through the process, because now there are alternative ways on how you can heal yourself, right? You can do a combination of meds and holistic practices, or you can just go straight to holistic practices, or you can just do straight meds
and change your diet.
That's the main thing
about acid.
Right. That's acid in your system.
People don't know that the key to it is acid. You have a whole bunch of acid in your body.
And the inflammation, right?
Cancer, and that's why you got the high blood pressure, you got diabetes, you got all these other ailments going on in your body, all due to your poor eating.
Absolutely. So we have a wealth of people who have joined us. Let's just stop real quick.
Oh, I see that.
Of course. Day, my daughter, Diamond Jones, Mom Dukes Elaine.
Hey, Mom.
Deborah, I hope I'm saying Deborah Williams or Deborah Williams. Thank you so much, sis. And my show. Hey, Honey Bunch Show from Philly.
All right.
Also, yes, he says, amen. Yes.
He said that with exclamation point.
Yes, he did. Amen, child. Amen. So it's so important to take care of yourself. Even if it's not cancer, take care of yourself so you know what's going on, because, and especially for men, I tend to think that women, we do go out and do more taking care of ourselves than the men do. So it's very important for men. You need to take care of yourselves. You need to go to the doctors. I know, it's uncomfortable, especially if you get to a certain age and you have to take these certain tests that you don't want to take, because you'll feel like that's taken away from your manhood, okay? As well as women have to take those same tests too when you get to a certain age. I'm just saying.
But the woman's body go through so many changes more than a man do. So
my gosh,
it's critical for a woman to go to the doctor. She has to go to the doctor because there's so much going on within the woman's body. It
is.
Right.
And a woman's body, especially hunty, if you have a child, right? It is so amazing how the vagina, okay, expands, right? Like your whole body expands and goes somewhere else from having a child. Like, ooh, kudos. It's because it's serious.
Try having 6 and 7 and 8
6 and 7 and twins and just all kinds of stuff. And even having cesareans and just going through the stuff that women do. And I'm not saying that men don't go through it, because you too, men go through it. They just deal with it in a different emotional way versus we women, because women, let's just be honest, we are naturally emotional. Mm-hmm. We are. But I'm just saying, in general, please, let's all, including myself, please, let's all take care of ourselves. And then, once you find out stuff, then just, hey, Deborah.
Hey, Deborah. Hey,
Sissy. So
I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, hopefully I can come back to New York in September.
You want to fall in September.
In September. Well, you're not coming in June, so get over it. So, so anywho, just everyone, please, I urge and encourage you to please take care of yourself, please. There was a comment. Diamond says, today, that's why I'm so scared of the doctor. And I completely get it.
Did you really just say it like that?
Yeah,
she meant to say amen, or she really say amen? Okay, I was just asking.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
I just wanted to make sure.
So, Diamond, I completely understand. I'm sure like so many other people can relate to that too, because again, going to the doctors and having to share, and you don't know what you want to share because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what they're going to do. But I encourage everyone to take some deep breaths and just go to the doctor if it's nothing else but get a physical, get a primary, like just get a primary physical, a regular physical, and then from there, based on what's said, then you can just take those steps.
Yeah.
Okay, one footstep at a time, and just go from there. Because I truly believe in holistic practices. I was brought up in holistic practices. I cannot, everything from a sniffle to a pain. I promise you, my Nana and my mother came up with concoctions.
And it worked.
And it worked. As nasty as it tasted, it worked. Especially my Nana. She truly, truly believed in holistic practices, okay? She made herbs and salves and things of that nature, and she'll slap it on your body or tell you to take a spoonful of something, and it was horrible. You thought that you probably was going to throw up. Right? But in like a day or two tops, that wasn't happening. All this pollen that's going on in Atlanta, all of this global warming, all of this obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure and cholesterol, and people are getting sick all the time. It's lasting for weeks and months at a time. Especially the flu and pneumonia or whatever the case may be. Like seriously, stomach virus.
Now they got new viruses out here now.
Seizures, right?
Oh yeah, seizures
right.
Too,
seizures.
Yeah.
Never heard of seizures growing up. Just got to be honest. Hey, brother Eli.
Hey, Eli. Oh, you're joined now. Come on.
You decided to join. Look at you. I'm proud of you, bruh.
Gotta see you.
Sounding like I'm Atlanta now.
Gotta see you, bro. Gotta see you, bro. When you coming to Atlanta now, you've been MIA. You gotta come down. Love you.
So yes, definitely. And please, you joined us. Make sure that you give us the thumbs up and the hearts, okay? We appreciate that. But so right. Like all of these things that are coming up now, and Alzheimer's is on the rise, and dementia, like you didn't hear, and mental health, what you're going to get into, mental
health.
Young
kids are taking their own lives,
right? And suicide, and just everything. You need to know what's going on with your mind and your body and your heart, because it all connects. Okay, so I always say, you know, I'm just for those who have my telephone number, you can text me, call me, email me if you have my email, Facebook me, right? Facebook Messenger. If I can't do nothing but listen, because sometimes that's where it starts. People can vent, people can get off their chest, and then
without being judged.
Just vent. So let's do that.
You read this one, right?
So a comment was made. I lost my 31-year-old cousin suddenly last week. Circumstances are unknown right now, likely a heart issue. Well, Honey Bunch, I just want to say my heart go out to you and your family. I hope that your cousin is in a better place. And my chant or my prayer, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, is for your family to start their journey of healing and recovery, one footstep at a time. I just send my
positive vibes
and positive vibes and good vibrations.
That's why I always say, you gotta value your time. You have to, and do so much self-care. I say that a lot too. I don't know how many times I stress this to people. Put yourself first before anybody. And you gotta be selfish about it. Yes, that's what I said. You have to be selfish.
You do. You have to be selfish, because people can be very toxic.
Very, and
including family. That includes family, unfortunately. But family can be one of the biggest triggers. They can be one of the biggest toxic people. Your own blood.
Yeah.
And we can't get, like, they're your blood, so you can't take them back. But you can certainly push them off to the side, or eliminate them. If you feel like you need to cut them off and or eliminate them, then you do what's best for your health.
Right.
Or you can have them. What's the saying?
You
can love them from afar.
Do
that. Love them from a distance. But you don't need that toxicity, because it's bad.
Right.
It's very bad. Eli says, I'm doing good. A real one coming soon. He said, hey, y'all, LOL. I will see y'all soon. You guys keep doing what y'all doing. We appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that.
Of course. All the time.
Yes. So,
I was gonna...
Go ahead.
I was gonna finish reading this article Now this part here is actually the early detection and diagnosis of breast cancer. Then I'll let you read the next
No, please,
article. I
by
just
all
wanted to
means.
read this part here. Um, okay, so breast cancer is sometimes found after symptoms appear, but many women with breast cancer have no symptoms. This is why regular breast cancer screening is so important. Can breast cancer be found early? Okay, let's see what they got here. I'm gonna see what American Society is talking about. Okay, so finding breast cancer early and getting state-of-the-art cancer treatment are the most important strategies to prevent deaths from breast cancer. Breast cancer that's found early when it's small and has not spread is easier to treat successfully. Getting regular screening tests is the most reliable way to find breast cancer early. So the American Cancer Society has screening guidelines for women at average risk of breast cancer and for those at high risk for breast cancer. What are screening tests? The goal of screening tests for breast cancer is to find it before it causes symptoms, like a lump that can be felt. Screening refers to tests and exams used to find a disease in people who don't have any symptoms. Early detection means finding and diagnosing a disease earlier than if you waited for symptoms to start. Breast cancers found during screening exams are more likely to be smaller and still confined to the breast. The size of a breast cancer and how far it has spread are some of the most important factors in predicting the prognosis or outlook of a woman with this disease. So they had, like, American Cancer Society actually has recommendations, on the average of breast cancer risk. So this is when women should get screening. They have, like, women between 40 and 44 have the option to start screening with a mammogram every year. Women 45 to 54 should get mammograms every year. Women 55 and older can switch to a mammogram every other year, or they can choose to continue yearly mammograms. Screening should continue as long as a woman is in good health and is expected to live 10 more years or longer. All women should understand what to expect when getting a mammogram for breast cancer screening, what the test cannot do. So that's just a little tidbit on breast cancer. I wanted to see, who is it? Okay, early detection and diagnosis. What was it? Of course, they have breast ultrasound, they have breast MRI scans, they have newer and experimental breast imaging tests. They have the biopsy. So a biopsy is done when mammograms, other imaging tests, or a physical exam shows a breast change that may be cancer. A biopsy is the only way to know for sure it's cancer. Excuse me. So, all right. So they have tests to look for breast cancer. They have chest x-rays, CT scans, bone scans, PET scans, or MRI scans. And they also have something concerning breast cancer during pregnancy. So if you're pregnant and you're going through breast cancer, it's rare, but it happens. I want to read that one because that don't really get talked about a lot. So, how common is breast cancer during pregnancy? Breast cancer is found in about 1 in every 3,000 pregnant women, but is the most common type of cancer found during pregnancy. Breast cancers can be harder to find when you're pregnant. Hormone changes during pregnancy cause the breast to change. They may become larger, lumpy, or tender. This can make it harder for you or your doctor to notice a lump caused by cancer until it gets quite large. Another reason it may be hard to find breast cancers early during pregnancy is that many women put off breast cancer screening with mammograms until after the pregnancy. And because pregnancy and breastfeeding can make breast tissue denser, it can be harder to see any early cancer on a mammogram. Because of the challenges, when a pregnant woman develops breast cancer, it's often diagnosed at a later stage than it would be if she were not pregnant. It's also more likely to have spread to lymph nodes. So what to look for? If you find a lump or notice any changes in your breast that concern you, don't ignore them. Tell your doctor or nurse right away, or go to the hospital, whatever you got to do. If your doctor doesn't want to check it out with a mammogram, ask about other kinds of imaging tests, such as, like I said, ultrasound. You got the magnetic resonance imaging, or short for MRI. You may need to get a second opinion as well. It doesn't hurt to get a second opinion, if third if need be.
Mm-hmm.
Any suspicious breast changes should be checked out or even biopsied before assuming they are a normal response to pregnancy. So yes, that I just wanted to read that. So women who are older, definitely, like Jay said, please go get yourself checked out. It is important, women, especially if we're talking about breast cancer. In older women, is really crucial to go see what's going on with your breast, making sure everything's okay. Because last thing you want is to wait till a later stage and you're unable to fight it off. So get your checkups. Make sure your health is okay and you're healthy and you won't have any problems. But it's good that we're bringing awareness to breast cancer because
Definitely.
a lot of people is affected by it, rather it's the person themselves or someone they know or relative or whoever. It affects everybody in some form, shape, or fashion.
You're right about that, and it's so important. I know that it's uncomfortable, especially if you have to do a mammogram. It's not the most comfortable. Okay, you're getting squozed.
I like how you said it, squoze.
And it's just not a comfortable feeling.
Some people are like, what the hell is a squoze? She means squeeze?
I know how to say it. I'm saying squoze, but honey, I do know how to say squeeze. But anywho, yes, so it's important. So are you finished before I go?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I just want to respect space. So if I'm doing any repeating, I just want to get it in everyone's head. So this is coming from breastcancer.org. It's the U.S. breast cancer statistics. So about 1 in 8 U.S. women, that's about 12%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. In 2019, an estimated 600,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women in the U.S., along with 930,000 new cases of non-invasive breast cancer. About 2,670 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in men in 2019. So again, yes, men, you can have breast cancer as well.
Once again, yes.
A man's lifetime risk of breast cancer is about 1 in 883. Breast cancer incidence rates in the U.S. began decreasing in the year 2000 after increasing for the previous 2 decades. They dropped by 7% from 2002 to 2003 alone. One theory is that this decrease was partially due to the reduced use of hormone replacement therapy, short for HRT. That's hormone replacement therapy, by women after the results of a large study called the Women's Health Initiative were published back in 2002. These results suggested a connection between HRT and increased breast cancer risk. About 41,760 women in the U.S. are expected to die in 2019 from breast cancer, though death rates have been decreasing since 1989. Women under 50 have experienced larger decreases. These decreases are thought to be the result of a treatment advances, earlier detection through screening, and increased awareness, which women under 50, definitely that is good. Keep that up because, make sure that you do it, because there are studies and cases that women that are under 50 do live with breast cancer. So for women in the U.S., breast cancer death rates are higher than those for any other cancer besides lung cancer. Besides skin cancer, breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer among American women. In 2019, it's estimated that about 30% of newly diagnosed cancers in women will be breast cancer. In women under 45, breast cancer is more common in African American women than white women. Overall, African American women are more likely to die of breast cancer. For Asian, Hispanic, and Native American women, the risk of developing and dying from breast cancer is lower. As of January 2019, there are more than 3.1 million women, 3.1 million women with a history of breast cancer in the U.S. This includes women currently being treated and women who have finished treatment. A woman's risk of breast cancer nearly doubles if she has a first degree relative, such as the mother, the sister, or the daughter, who has been diagnosed with breast cancer. So less than 15% of women who get breast cancer have a family member diagnosed with it. About 5 to 10% of breast cancers can be linked to gene mutations inherited from one's mother or father. Mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes are the most common. On average, women with a BRCA1 mutation have up to a 72% lifetime risk of developing breast cancer. And for women with the BRCA2 mutation, the risk is 69%. Breast cancer that is positive for the BRCA1 and the BRCA2 or the BRCA2 mutations tend to develop more often in younger women. And increased ovarian cancer risk is also associated with these genetic mutations. That's what she had, ovarian cancer, my aunt. So in men, the BRCA2 mutations are associated with a lifetime breast cancer risk about 6.8%. The BRCA1 mutations are a less frequent cause of breast cancer in men. About 85% of breast cancer occur in women who have no family history of breast cancer. These occur due to genetic mutations that happen as a result of the aging process in life in general, rather than inherited mutations. The most significant risk factors for breast cancer are gender, being a woman, and age, growing older. So those were just a few statistics, but I truly believe that if you go and take care of yourself early, and if you were to find out that you had breast cancer, or for that matter, anything, take the necessary steps, because I truly feel that you can be healed from it, and or for those that it could be, what's the word I'm trying to use?
Reversible.
Reversible.
You know? Yeah.
Reversible.
What disturbed me though, you read something about Black women are the most likely to develop and die from breast cancer than white women. Which is true. I mean, because let's be honest, y'all. Let's be real, Black people. We don't like going to the doctor. We just don't do the doctor. We don't go to the hospital. We don't do none of that.
We don't.
I mean, now if it's if it's life threatening, okay, but for the most part, no. So we don't know what's going on with ourselves. So we walking around living with God knows what every day. So that would make sense in their statistics that Black women develop breast cancer more than white women, because Black women are not taking better care of themselves and really not being aware of their health and not taking the necessary steps to improve on their health. There's other priorities more important than their health, honestly.
You're right.
But again, like you always stress, self-care. You have to take self-care.
Boy. I'm telling you, I've been back and forth between taking care of myself wherever I live, back and forth. 1 minute the brain is good and I'm going to the doctors and doing what I need to do. The other side of the brain, I'm not doing it so much, but I can tell you today, I'm doing better. I'm not where I should be, but I have to make myself accountable for doing it. But I will say this: when I had that mild heart attack last year, that thing woke me up.
That's like an almost near death experience.
That thing had me scared out of my mind. And if I did not take myself to the doctor on the bus, mind you, I sure did, having the symptoms and everything, pain in the arm, just going through it. So I know that the creator above, divine intervention, was definitely watching out for me, because it could have went way somewhere else.
It could have been worse.
Okay, it could have been way worse.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just forever grateful, with gratitude and appreciation and thankfulness and good fortune, that I'm taking care of myself better than I was. I wasn't. It took me a long time to find out that I had diabetes. Once I moved to Atlanta, it's not Atlanta's fault. It's just that my habits, my life habits had changed, right? I was one way in California where I was doing better and I was vegan and things like that and doing more. And then I got here and just, we all know we get life circumstances and we get into our frustrations and some depression and anxiety and being overwhelmed, and we don't take care of ourselves. That's just honest. I can be transparent about myself.
Like I said, other priorities.
Right, other priorities. Right.
Right.
So, but you have to take care of yourself.
That's first.
That's first. It's critical, necessary, serious, all of it.
That's true.
So I also briefly want to speak about, this is coming from nationaltoday.com, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is going to be, so yes, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is going to be in October this year.
Yeah, because I did ask.
Okay, so I urge you to now, even though we're in May, I urge you to do this now before October.
But it's celebrating now too, so
the National Breast Cancer Foundation reports that a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer every 2 minutes. That's deep.
That's real deep.
Innovations in research, surgical options, and clinical trials give women many more options. With early detection, we said that with early detection, a woman's survival rate goes up. That's why breast self-exams are an important way for women to give their girls a fighting chance, especially during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yes, and these young ladies need to do it too.
That's true.
Self-exam. You can
age group and under.
Right. You can look that up. You can look that up, 35 and under and over 35. Do a self-exam on yourself. Just Google it. How to do it. I'm sure that there are videos or whatever and tools that can show you how to self-exam for yourself.
Absolutely.
So how can you observe Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Well, you can share a story. So cancer survivors, family members, caregivers, and medical professionals have a chance to share their perspective on how cancer impacts their lives. Do an online search of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you'll discover various organizations that have links to social media, blogs, video platforms, and so much more. You can also upload your story and feel proud that you are one more voice of victory against this disease. We can also think pink. Pink is the color, okay? Some people change their websites' background colors to pink. You like pink, you can, if you like pink and or you feel comfortable wearing pink,
even if you don't
men
like
and
pink,
women,
but you
want to do it for the cause, definitely do it.
Cause,
You can wear sweaters, scarves, t-shirts, you can do so much. Pink wigs, you can do whatever. Days to encourage coworkers to get involved in the fight against breast cancer. Okay, the next one, of course, is raise some money. You can hold raffles, coordinate a talent show, write a check. There's various ways that you can raise awareness in order to, get money to raise awareness for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay, also on a smaller scale, if you have a cute little pink piggy bank, you can just put money in that, or you can make your donation.
I would seriously give me a piggy bank though. I might have to give you one.
So here are 5 reasons why. 5 reasons why it says October, but you can put May too.
It's
the pinkest month. So breast cancer doesn't discriminate, and that is so true. Okay, though it is very much higher rate in the Black community, but still, all in all colors, all colors, all communities, all barriers, right? Yeah. So it does not discriminate. Breast cancer can baffle scientists. They say scientists don't really understand why the left breast seems to develop cancer more often than the right breast. Didn't know that. That was a quick 101.
I didn't know that.
Breast cancer surgery was a trailblazer. So the very first operation to use anesthesia to deaden pain was a breast cancer surgery. Men get it too, like we said before.
The third time.
Overall, only 1% of American males are diagnosed with breast cancer, but African American men, just like women in their community, are more prone to die from the disease. See, this is telling you straight, no filter. Like, if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to transition out this world. So I don't know about you, but I want to live as long as I possibly can by doing the best that I can do for me. And I also say, be the best self that you can be for you. So that means take care of yourself.
To be honest with you, in the Black community, some don't care if they pass. They're going to do what they do. They're going to drink what they drink. They're going to eat what they eat.
They're going to still keep doing what they do. They're going to have
their own lifestyles. They're going to do the same habits and don't care because they feel like, hey, what's the worst that can happen anyway? I'm going to die. So what? It is what it is. But, I mean, why keep walking around with that mentality? I'm not saying you have to live to your 100, 200 years. Like, you don't have to live to your 100, 200 years old. The goal is to just take care of yourself while you're here. The best you can. That's pretty much it. You only got one body. I mean,
right.
Just have a little bit more care of it. That's all.
And this fifth one, it says breast cancer, the nun's disease. So at one time, breast cancer was called the nuns, Nuns disease, because it seemed to afflict more nuns than women in the general population. Interesting facts.
I didn't know that.
So I have three more.
We just talked about that. That one, the self-care.
Yes. So why breast cancer awareness month is so important. It promotes self-care, people. Gotta keep saying it. Self-care, promote self-care. So Breast Cancer Awareness Month reminds women and men that monthly breast cancer exams should be a regular part of one's self-care. If you have never performed a self-exam, ask your doctor or nurse practitioner to guide you through, okay? Look for changes within and surrounding your breast, okay? Including dimpling, redness, scaliness, or nipple discharge, right? Let's be adults about this, okay? Granted, some breasts are a little more lumpy than others, but changes in size or in the tissue should send up a red alert to make an appointment to see your physician, okay? So again, doing self-care. If you don't know, ask your doctor or nurse practitioner. You can also Google it if you just kind of want to try it on your own to see what it's like. The dimpling, the redness, the scaliness, the nipple discharge, the lumpy, those are some of the signs. Next is it focuses on treatment. There are several different types of breast cancer. Treatment options depend on various patient factors. The stage and the specific type of cancer and the age and overall health at the time of the diagnosis and the patient's personal and family history. It's uncomfortable to talk to these doctors, but you just need to have a conversation with them.
You gotta get over the bridge though.
Right. So after the diagnosis, a patient should consult with family to choose a physician who can go over treatment options like surgery, if that's needed, chemotherapy, hormone therapy, and radiation. That's if you need these things, okay? If you're not satisfied with what these doctors or nurse practitioners are saying, go get a second opinion, a third opinion if you need to, okay? Because this is your life. You have that one to live. So ask questions. Ask them to break it down, because we know that they like to talk in their medical terminology,
right?
So ask them. If don't feel like it's a stupid question. Ask them to break it down in common sense.
Comes to your life is not a stupid question.
Absolutely. Ask them to explain it. Hell, write it out. You write it out if you want to. And next is it shouts the good news. So the National Cancer Institute recently declared that the U.S. cancer rate fell for diagnosed women between 2006 to 2015. Also, the FDA approved an at-home genetic testing kit for women to assess whether they carry any of the 3 gene mutations associated with breast cancer. Okay, which oncoplastic surgery, another positive option, is a surgical twofer, allowing the removal of cancerous breast tissue immediately, followed by the resculpting of the breast's remaining tissue, restoring symmetry and a more natural appearance. Okay, so I know that might have been a lot to take in. Definitely listen to the replay afterwards if you need to just hear it again. Again, if you or a loved one or a friend, somebody you care about, maybe experiencing this, definitely reach out, share the information, please. It's critical.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, we're crunched for time, so I don't want to spend too much time on breast cancer, but we at least wanted to highlight some key things just to bring awareness to it. So is there something else you want to read before? Okay, so I'll let you take it. Unless you want me to take it.
I'm getting dry throat.
You want me to take it?
But I'm good.
Hello, you want to take it?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you for listening to that. Next, we're going to talk about another awareness that, of course, if anybody knows, it is a passion for me.
We knew.
Of course, and I'm going to speak this until I can't speak anymore either.
Oh.
Okay, and that is also in May. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. I just got finished doing 2 types of training. One was for ending the silence, which allows me as a presenter to go in and speak in the school systems here in Atlanta or in Georgia. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited too.
Okay, and who I'm going to be speaking to are the staff, the teachers, the counselors, the principal, like the staff in general.
I can't wait till you get to the prison. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's another training in itself.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have a student who is 35 and under that's going to be sharing their lived experience. So I'm really excited about ending the silence. Also, and this is coming from, well, I'll tell you. And so another training that I just went to yesterday. So Saturday was ending the silence. Yesterday was a refresher for me. That was in our own voice, short for IOOV, ending our own voice. So what that training and program is for individuals such as myself who live with a mental health issue or diagnosis, go out and share our story. And that's something that unless I was in a specific mental health support group, I would not have shared it with a whole lot of people unless it was someone at that time that I thought that I could trust. And then if they broke that trust, I went back into my shell. But I'm at a place in a space now that though I don't share it like that at my job, and it might be somebody at my job that's watching now, but oh well. But I don't share it at my job because I'm not in that place.
I'm mad they trolling.
I'm not at that place to do that. However, I am more visible going out, doing in our own voices and connecting with people. So listen, there's a whole lot of people that are undiagnosed, right?
Yeah,
they're just going through some things, and for whatever reason, I mean, they choose not to get the diagnosis. I got it,
or deal with it,
or even deal with it for that matter, right? So I am a contractor or independent contractor through National Alliance on Mental Illness, short for NAMI, NAMI, and I'm going to be speaking about them right now.
Hmm.
So, Mental Health Month. So, each year, millions of Americans face the reality of living with a mental illness. During May, NAMI, which is National Alliance on Mental Illness, and the rest of the country are raising awareness of mental health. Each year, we fight stigma. Yes, stigma, because the ignorance and the stigma that goes on is just horrible.
Even with suicide.
Yes. Provide support, educate the public, and advocate for policies that support people with mental illness and their families. So why care? The Why Care campaign is an opportunity, to share the importance of care in our relationships to others, in mental health treatment and services, and in support and education to millions of people, families, caregivers, and loved ones affected by mental illness. Demonstrating how and why we care brings more to awareness by showing our actions and connections to others. Care has the power to make a life-changing impact on those affected by mental health conditions. So, what we spoke about yesterday in training is not just, like having a mental health diagnosis or illness, however you choose to want to say it. But, suicide is affected by that whole mental health arena, or that whole mental health, as well as bullying. Okay. Because
that's on a rise too. Like the bullying, I've seen so many stories come out about bullying these days.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Crazy.
And I've shared it. Like I've shared it in my past Chit Chat Show podcast where Uno interviewed me. Yes. And even with that was very heartfelt for me, because even though I'm comfortable and she knows what goes on with me, when you're either on social media sharing or you're out sharing it to people look at you in a different way, right? Because if you just look at me, you would have no idea that I'm a suicide survivor 3 times. I tried 3 times, right?
Some people don't understand
and
suicide,
people don't
though.
understand.
They think they're ignorant.
And the ignorance that I've heard at my job and just in general, people talk about if they hear other people that have committed suicide, they've made some really stupid comments, right? And it takes everything with me to just, sometimes.
I mean, I understand people have opinions, but some people just come off really stupid.
And bullying. Yeah. I've been bullied from the age, I've been bullied from the age, at least school age, so 6. So from the age of 6 up until probably I got into my junior high years, I've been bullied on the way I look, bullied on the color of my skin, bullied on my hair texture, bullied on how I was dressed, bullied on the way that I spoke, like just all kinds of different things. And it's to the point where I would get literally beat up every day. Every day I got bullied. Every day I got beat up. Every day I had this boy who opened up his apartment door and had his dog chase me. So it's real. It's very real. Okay. So I need people to get it together, because that's a very sensitive thing for me. Not just for me, but other peers who I see that they go through things, right? So
everybody's not as strong as
everybody is not as strong as other people. And I get, especially in our Black community.
Ooh, they're so ignorant.
It is so ignorant. And a lot of us grew up with, you don't talk about it. You just did not talk about.
Oh, you don't dare talk about suicide. Commit suicide. Why do you want to commit suicide?
Because nothing against nothing, but just prayer.
That ain't gonna do it.
Just not gonna do it. You can pray, you can chant, you can do those things, but you need other support as well, right? You have to put your faith or your belief into action, and you have to use all the tools that can be provided for you. And it is a very uncomfortable feeling in our community to talk about it, right? Because it's real.
And they don't think it's really. It's so real to Black people. Because the way they react to someone committing suicide or attempt to commit suicide, it sounds really ignorant in the tone.
Yeah, right.
Like, okay, this is the thing. I know some people not gonna understand suicide. They think that's the worst thing that you can do to yourself. But
And
it's
understand
like,
that they say it's a sin. And I'm not going to say that can't be true. But you're getting ready to say, like, you don't understand a person's circumstances. And we see even with people who have tons of money, billionaires and actors and actresses committing suicide. They show you one face and we're like, oh, they're doing good and they got this house. Behind closed doors, you have no idea how they're living and suffering.
Very unhappy.
Very unhappy, yes.
With all the money.
That money means nothing
to them. But see, to the regular people, I don't see how they unhappy. I want that life. I'd rather be rich and not struggling than to be struggling not rich. But being rich ain't everything either. Because the rich people want to be regular people.
What Biggie say, the more money, the more problems.
That's a true statement to the T. I can't stress how many times I heard celebrities say they're unhappy. And the way they say it, however the way they want to say it, people express themselves differently. You can definitely see it.
Right. So if you would like to get involved, or you have a loved one or someone that you know, I'm going to give out 2 websites. The main website for NAMI is just NAMI, which is NAMI.org. So you can go to www.nami.org. That's the national website. If you live in the Metro Atlanta area, their website is www.NAMI.Georgia.org. But NAMI in general is global. So wherever you are at across the globe, NAMI is accessible to everyone. And they have several support groups, even in the smaller cities. And they're beginning to grow slowly. So you can go on the website, and even going on their website, they have other resources outside of them. Okay. So I want to put that out there. So NAMI has a helpline. You can reach out to them at 1-800-950-NAMI, 1-800-950-NAMI, NAMI. You can email them at info@nami.org. Okay. You can definitely reach out. They're available Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's info@nami.org. Also, if you find yourself in a crisis, you can text NAMI, NAMI, to 741-741. It's going to be put out there, so you guys can definitely get the help. There's so much wealth of information out here that you can get for help. I encourage therapy. Have a therapist, counselor. You may not have to have them for an extreme long time. You may just need them for a short while, so until you can get yourself regrouped back, because we don't want, the time for healing is now. And I can say that because I was not in the place and space where I could say healing. I just wasn't. I was too focused on making sure that everything and everybody else was okay, and I wasn't taking care of myself. But myself showed me that it was time to take care of me. And so I have no problem. I don't care who judges. I don't care who has an opinion about what. But counseling and or therapy, get it. I encourage you to get it, to start your road like I've started my road of healing and recovery. You have to release. Even if it's not for the other person, release it for yourself. Get to a place where you can heal and move forward in your life to be productive. Have a meaning and a purpose. Okay? So I just want to share that with you guys.
Yeah, you said a mouthful. That sums it up for that. Now I have an article from psychguides.com. It talks about mental health problems, symptoms, causes, and effects. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to give the key points in here. So, okay, so mental health problems can can cover a broad range of disorders, but the common characteristic is that they all affect the affected person's personality, thought processes, or social interactions. They can be difficult to clearly diagnose, unlike physical illnesses. According to data from SAMHSA, 20% of people in America suffer from a form of mental disorder, and 5% suffer from disorder severe enough to affect school, work, or other aspects of daily life. If you think that you or someone you know has a disorder, you can call them. Okay. I don't know what their number is, but they have a table of contents. They have a wealth of information, and I'm sure you can find it quickly. So I suggest you go to this website. I will make sure to post it as soon as possible so you can have access to it. Let's see. They have the types of mental health disorders. They have ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. They have anxiety/panic disorder, bipolar disorder, depression, schizophrenia. What causes a mental health disorder? They say there's no single cause for mental health disorders. It can be caused by a mixture of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. People who have a family history of mental health disorders may be more prone to developing one at some point. Changes in brain chemistry from substance abuse or changes in diet can also cause mental disorders. Psychological factors and environmental factors such as upbringing and social exposure can form the foundation for harmful thought patterns associated with mental disorders. Only a certain mental health professional can provide an accurate diagnosis of the cause of a given disorder. They have signs of a mental disorder. So you have from anxiety disorders, mood disorders, psychotic disorders, personality disorders, and impulse control disorders. If someone you know experiences erratic thought patterns, unexplained changes in mood, lack of interest in socializing, lack of empathy, inability to tell the difference between reality and fantasy, or seeming lack of control, that person may have a mental health disorder. This is by no means a complete list of symptoms because they have emotional symptoms. You have changes in mood, erratic thinking, chronic anxiety, exaggerated sense of self-worth, impulsive actions, physical symptoms of mental health. Let's see, eating disorders, a separate class of mental health disorders, can cause malnutrition, weight loss, amenorrhea in women, or electrolyte imbalances caused by self-induced vomiting. This makes eating disorders among the most deadly mental health disorders. Absolutely. You have short-term and long-term effects of mental health instability. Short-term mental health problems can cause people to be alienated from their peers because of perceived unattractive personality traits or behaviors. They can also cause anger, fear, sadness, and feelings of helplessness if the person does not know or understand what is happening. In the long term, mental health disorders can drive a person to commit suicide. We just got to talk about suicide. According to the National Institute for Mental Health, over 90% of suicides have depression or another mental disorder as factors. They have tests and self-assessments you can do. They have online tests. They have face-to-face sessions. Like you said, doing therapy. That's definitely a way to cope with mental health. Medication, but that's pretty much your typical go-to treatment for mental health. But that's not everybody's go-to. So like you said, they got the natural way, the holistic way. You know, there's some things you can do that can combat mental health. Be involved in activities. Be doing something. You can do some yoga, some breathing techniques, some meditation techniques. I mean, it'd be a list of things that's positive that can channel that energy to keep you just balanced. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of options besides medication, but I know people do it. So, okay. You have antidepressants, you have mood stabilizers, and you have antipsychotics, and all the broad types of medication prescribed to treat mental illness. I know how you feel about that. That's why I say what I just said now, because not everybody wants to subscribe to medication. I'm not one of them. I do not want none of those medicines that I've been prescribed, okay? All right. They have mental health drugs. They have possible options. Like I said, antidepressants that include Zoloft, Prozac, Paxil, a variety of SSRIs, SNRIs, MAOIs,
ABCs,
right, to treat depression, right? I said mood stabilizer, so that's lithium tablets. That's mood stabilizer. That treats bipolar disorder. They have anticonvulsants like Depakote, I guess that's how you say it. They have antipsychotics, which is olanzapine. I was on that. I was on olanzapine. They have clozapine, which is used to treat schizophrenia or psychotic depression, because I have a diagnosis of schizophrenia. So yes, I was on olanzapine. And I do not want to take it ever again. Okay. All right. So side effects. We all know every medicine got a side effect. So let's get to it. Nausea, headache, change in appetite, dry mouth, increased urination, change in libido, irritability, blurred vision, and drowsiness. Other side effects can occur. Each person's body and brain chemistry is unique, and it's possible to predict with certainty how a given medication will affect you or how well it will work. I mean, there's other side effects besides these. It's millions of them, okay? We know medication's not that great. Now, the downside to some of this. Now, you have drug addiction, dependence, and withdrawal. Some mental health medications are known to cause physical and psychological dependency due to their changes in brain chemistry, and that's very true. Very true in a lot of cases. Over time, dependency can become an addiction if the person isn't careful. The withdrawal process can exacerbate the original mental illness because of the brain cell loss of some chemicals such as serotonin, dopamine, and other endorphins, and that's very true. People become addicted to prescription drugs all the time, and it's definitely a setback.
Opioids.
Oh yeah. In severe cases, the person may need to be placed in a drug rehab facility to detox from prescription medication. And boy, and that's a struggle in itself. Then you have the other downside, which is very unfortunate: medication overdose. It is possible to overdose on medication in an effort to get the same effects as initially received, and this is more common when users are dependent on medications. Some signs of overdose can include seizure, yes, coma, yes, slow heartbeat, or extreme paranoia. Absolutely. If these signs are present, immediately call 911 or your local poison control center and have the prescription on hand if possible. And they have depression and mental health. So they coexist. We know depression is definitely a key part in mental health, okay? They have addiction and mental health disorders. So that's the dual diagnosis, all right? Drug rehab facilities, counselors are usually trained to identify dual diagnosis issues. And I know you spoke about it with me on dual diagnosis. And so I see where you said they talk about counselors, they train, to identify dual diagnosis. This is because addiction is itself a type of mental health disorder, or the addiction can be the symptom or some other disorder. People may, for instance, turn to recreational drugs to combat depression or to help stabilize mood swings associated with bipolar disorder. And you can get help. A physical checkup can rule out physical illnesses. An appointment with a mental health professional will usually include an interview and subsequent evaluation to determine the most obvious symptoms and to ascertain the type of severity of mental disorder. In certain cases, an intervention may be required from family and friends. If you or someone you know needs help, call us Psych Guys, okay, to get more information on the treatment. So you can definitely go to this website because they do have a wealth of information in their table of contents. So check them out, and there's a number in there that you can reach them at. If you need extra help, please do. Psychguys.com.
Yes, and one of the things also that I don't like is when a person, if they do know that you live with a mental health issue or diagnosis or illness, again, however you say, because I embrace mine. I again, my space, me. I embrace being diagnosed. Now that I know now that I've been knowing what's been going on with me and I'm taking care of me, I embrace it. I see it as a gift. Okay. Do I have a good white picket day every day? No, I don't think anyone does, whether you live with a diagnosis or not. That's just fake and unreal to me. But I've been learning how to channel it, right? Like Uno was saying, mindfulness and meditation and deep breathing and learning some coping skills and different ways that you can channel that, like with music. Music is very therapeutic and
music is definitely therapeutic for me. That is my medicine.
And art, like all kinds of art, whether it's spoken word or art that people draw or just the whole art world. And music is therapeutic to me as well. Writing, you can write, or speaking like I do. Speaking is very therapeutic to me. It gets me outside of myself.
It makes it even enjoyable because it's your passion.
Right.
It's a combination, so it's definitely a way to combat, mental health. Just having those issues.
Also, one of them that wasn't mentioned, or probably was mentioned, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT.
No, that wasn't mentioned.
CBT. So, cognitive behavioral therapy is a short-term practical approach to treating mental illness and focuses on the psychiatrist, or it just doesn't have to be a psychiatrist. It could be psychologist. It could be someone who's trained to do that. Teaching the patient goal-oriented and problem identification strategies for managing their position or their condition, excuse me. Also, like you said, mindfulness and meditation, whether you sit down or whether center yourself, or walking meditations or praying or affirmations or motivational, inspirational things, being around positive people.
You can play sports. That's a great way to vent.
Exercise. Not just running, but fast walking or walking,
I'm sure running.
Running, definitely.
You can run while you're mad. That's okay.
Doing cardio. Like, you don't have to, exercise. You don't have to go out to, a Planet Fitness or anything like that unless you want to. You can do exercise in the comfort of your own home. YouTube has a wealth of different types of exercises for all levels. Okay, so you can do that. All of that helps with depression and stress and feeling overwhelmed and anxiety and panic attacks and things of that nature. Like it releases the good endorphins, right?
That's what we want. That's the goal.
Like you said, there's all types of things. My last go-to, and that's just me, because you're not me, right? Whatever makes you happy.
You said it in a thug way. You're not me.
I did
you're
not.
Me.
Whatever. You're not me. Okay. Once upon a time, I was on 40 medications, right? And it might be more if I counted, but I've counted up to 40 medications. Okay.
That is hell of a lot of medications. That was way too much.
I was too tripped out.
That's like a doping.
Right. That's an addiction. All those medicines, and like you said, it's between 35 and 40. I've counted, and you're just not yourself. And like Uno said, right, you're an addict. And if you're a recovering addict and they put you on that,
it makes
it no better,
really
right?
Doesn't.
So, it's just these medicines. And not to say that natural supplements may not have addictions or side effects. I'll say side effect, but nowhere near what the pharmaceutical stuff puts out for us, because you get you take a medication and then you have side effects from it, because it tells you on the bottle.
Yeah, what the side effects
are.
Proceed
Right?
with caution.
Right.
Okay.
So then you have to get another prescription to take care of those side effects, and
you could get a side effect from that.
Right. You could get a new side effect.
Right.
Like, say you're bipolar. I'm just putting it out there. Say you're bipolar. Right? So you get medicine for your bipolar. Okay, you have side effects. So now you got to go back to the doctor, pay more money, or even if you don't, you still got to go and get another drug, right? Now you didn't got a drug to take care of that side effect. Now that side effect drug says you could have seizures now.
Right.
So
what
here
if you have seizures?
right. So now seizures that you never had, now you have them because, because of that side effect to take care of that bipolar. So it just
just making money.
They just make
it's
money.
A scam.
This whole medical industry to me is just about putting a Band-Aid on something because they know that you're going to keep coming back. And for some people, they say it works for them. And I tell them, that's great, that's fine. That's your cocktail. My cocktail is I no longer take meds. I take holistic approaches. I take vitamin D's and different things like that.
And like you said, you speaking is a way.
And I speak and I do other different things that I'm passionate about. Okay. Some days it's just, it don't matter if I take a vitamin D or not. If it's just one of them days, it's just one of them days. But I push through it for the next day to hopefully be a better day and I can start over again. So I'm just saying whatever works for you, that's what it is. And again, just because I may have a diagnosis, just because say me and Uno have the same diagnosis, don't mean we're going to have the same symptoms, right?
Or get the same treatment.
Or get the same treatment.
Have different approaches.
Different approaches. Yeah. And a pet peeve of mine, I can't stand when people be like, "Oh, he or she is just bipolar because of the way that they act."
You can't label everybody bipolar though.
Or, "Oh, yeah, they just crazy. They need to take their meds." Oh, like stop.
It's ignorant.
Just stop. That's truly.
And you need to stop coming to work because you don't need a job. Now, see how ignorant that would sound? Right. You no good to the job. So imagine someone telling you that to your face in a very nonchalant, I don't care way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Knowing you, I'm sure you feel you need a job because you got to work, make money, pay your bills, and can no one tell you nothing. You've grown, right?
Or they do one of these numbers. If you're applying for something, right? Let's just say housing, for anybody that wants to apply for housing, right? Subsidized housing or whatever. And you look just like them. And you go and they want to be like, well, I don't see how you have a mental illness diagnosis. How did that happen? What the hell do you mean, how did it happen? How about I punch you in your face and that's how that happened?
Well, that escalated mighty quickly.
Right. It's just the ignorance of people. I
feel like I can picture you doing something like that. Like, oh boy.
Right. People are just so ignorant because they have this perception that everyone that's identified as having a mental health issue is homeless and on the street, dirty, stinking, and things of that nature. That is not true. You have so many people out here, diagnosed or not, that are professional people who work, who have businesses, who are going to school, who's doing a combination of all of it every day. Bills still got to go on. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't get SSI. I'm not knocking disability. I'm not knocking disability or Social Security.
Disclaimer, we're not knocking people who are on SSI. Disclaimer.
Exactly. Okay. I'm just saying people are out here on their hustle every day because they still have to survive and maintain and take care of business. All right. I need a roof over my head. So I have to work. And I have to learn how to cope and maintain and function the best that I can, right? I just have to do that. So, whatever it looks like for you, I just do what you need to do. Again, that goes back to self-care. Do what you need to do for yourself. Absolutely. If you need to talk to somebody, there are warm lines or helplines, there are support groups, wherever you live.
And if you got some close friends that can understand,
you got a good support system
that can use that and allow you to be you and just talk about what you're going through, please reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So the rest of them that I have, they're going to be posted up so you can read further, see what it is about. And again, if you have a loved one, a friend, a partner, significant other, husband, wife, just somebody who needs to hear this, see this, or need resources, utilize it. Mm-hmm. If I can help in any kind of way, because that's just me, I'm the researcher and resource chick, then definitely Facebook me. Text me if we like that. Text me if you have my number to text me. Text me or reach out to me.
That might quick. If he like that, if he like that. Nah.
I'm just saying, it's not
in the hotline.
It's not in a bad way. Okay, so I'm done with that.
I'm doing her thug approach.
It is not a thug approach.
I like messing with you.
Okay, so thank you for that one. So we're gonna now move on to the 3 Black women who won the Miss USA in 2019.
I'm starting now. Or you starting?
You're starting now.
All right, great. So I'm reading from thehill.com. Miss America, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA winners are all Black women for first time. Of course, it shouldn't have been the first time, but okay. Anywho, the winners crowned 2019's Miss America, Miss USA, and Miss Teen USA are all Black women for the first time in pageant history. Chesley Christ, a lawyer from North Carolina, completed the historic triple on Thursday after she won the Miss USA title. Calais Garris, a high school senior from Connecticut who was planning to pursue a career in nursing, was crowned Miss Teen USA on Sunday. And Nia Franklin, the Miss America 2019 from New York, won her title in a September competition. Social media users celebrated the trio of women. So Essence showed some love, the relatable Black girl, and actually most of these I'm following on Twitter. Not Twitter. Well, probably some on Twitter, but definitely Instagram. I follow a lot of the Black pages on Instagram. My Black Matters. And the other ones are just random users. So Chris is short. It's KRYST. 28 was celebrated online after supporting the Me Too and Time's Up movements on stage during the pageant's question period. She was asked whether she thought the movements, which have sought to hold powerful men accountable for sexual misconduct, have gone too far, quote unquote. I don't think these movements have gone too far, Chris responded. What Me Too and Time's Up are about are making sure that we foster safe and inclusive workplaces in our country. As an attorney, that's exactly what I want to hear, and that's exactly what I want for this country. But let's not abuse it. I want to deflect that. Let's not abuse this movement either, because there's been, I've seen it. This case, this is abusing this Me Too movement and Time's Up movement. Not doing it for the right reasons. All right, now back to the article. All right, so Chris and Garris were also applauded for wearing their natural textured hair on stage as they were crowned. Of course. Black is beautiful.
It's awesome.
There were a few naysayers, of course. I mean, it's going to be some haters saying you look better with straight hair, or you should put extensions and straighten to your natural hair. Well, straighten your natural hair. Garris told Refinery29, I feel more confident and comfortable with my natural hair, and that's how you're supposed to feel. Why do you have to feel uncomfortable and trying to fit in society's standards that you got to put extensions in your head and straighten your natural hair and wear this weave and all that? It's like you could, it's kind of, to me, you could form your own identity. Like, that's just how I see it. So why not just exuberate your natural beauty? And people hate, let them hate. I mean, that's just the world we live in. People are always going to have something to say, and you can't please everybody. You have to live for you. So I'm happy for these sisters, man. Like,
absolutely.
When I seen that, I said, "Oh, you go ahead, girls. Y'all go ahead." It made me proud. Black power.
Right.
Black power.
Right. I mean,
I'm serious. I'm not being silly.
That's awesome. Because we go through so much
as Black women.
Black melanated women. We go through a lot.
Right.
Because we know how that particular how pageants are and who they're geared for.
And it's definitely discriminatory.
Yes.
Definitely. It's intimidation. It's something about Black people that just intimidate people. I don't care if you walk out of the house with your natural hair, you walk out the house with braids, you walk out the house with dreadlocks or twist, whatever. I mean, your own appearance intimidates people.
And why did I see on Facebook these 3 white women with braids.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Really, like back in the day, Bo Derek.
They posted that again.
But it was current three white women.
No.
Who had that look?
No. Sorry.
What?
Made me, you know what? And I thought when you just said that, it made me, this had nothing to do with it, but I'm sorry. I'm just talking about copying. I know you heard about the Taylor Swift crap.
Mm-hmm.
Copying Beyonce's whole Beychella performance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? Really? You just want to be her so bad, don't you? I don't know. They just don't do it like we do, is all I'm saying. But continue.
No, I mean,
yeah, that's what it is.
I'm just really happy for them. That's pretty much all that I have to say. I'm just really happy that 3 different like age groups
and in different shades, if you
and
notice.
different shades of these women.
And it's funny. It was a lighter skin sister,
a light skin,
a brown skin,
and a dark skin.
I love this.
Mm-hmm. All melanated, all in different shades.
That's
what's awesome.
Right.
So I don't have anything to say else except for continued congratulations, you ladies rock. You're awesome. Black girls are awesome. Black girls rock. Period.
That's right.
So our last one, we're at the last one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to be talking about. If you have not heard yet,
you will hear tonight.
You're going to hear. You're going to learn it tonight.
Tonight.
Director John Singleton has transitioned. Okay. If you're not familiar with who he is, he's made quite a few movies.
A lot.
And he has transitioned. So, John Singleton, the Oscar-nominated director, best known for his movies Boys in the Hood and Poetic Justice, he has transitioned according to his family. So he has transitioned since then. So he was 51. He was young. He was 51. He was on life support after suffering a stroke almost 2 weeks ago. Okay. So I just want to see real quick where I'm going with this.
Yeah, a lot of people showing him love. That's in the entertainment industry, specifically the acting realm. They showed a lot of love to John Singleton. He's made an impact on a lot of people, especially our melanated people. So I saw a lot of comments from our melanated people in the entertainment industry.
Okay. Just want to kind of quickly. Okay, so John Singleton, again, a versatile director who made a splash with Boys in the Hood and went on to a variety of projects, including Too Fast, Too Furious, has transitioned after suffering a stroke. Again, he was 51. The director, who has been in a coma since suffering the stroke on April 17th, transitioned Monday. His family told CNN in a statement. John passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family and friends. Singleton's family has announced. We want to thank the amazing doctors at Cedars-Sinai Hospital for their expert care and kindness, and we again want to thank all of John's fans, friends, and colleagues for all of the love and support they showed him during this difficult time. And my throat is beginning to hurt, excuse me. In 1992, at the age of 24, Singleton became the youngest person to ever receive an Oscar nomination for the Best Director for Boys in the Hood. If you remember that, if you don't, you need to take it back and look at it.
Never gets old.
And that was called Boys in the Hood, a film based on his experience growing up in South Central LA. He also was the first African American to be nominated in that category. He wrote the screenplay while attending the cinema school at USC, winning various awards while a student that led to his signing with Creative Artists Agency, the Powerful Talent Agency. Singleton worked steadily in a variety of genres, directing dramas like Rosewood. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And Baby Boy. If you haven't seen that, check it out.
Who ain't seen Baby Boy?
Some people may not know. They'd be like, what? What is that?
Baby Boy,
check it out. And a remake of Shaft.
I've seen all the movies.
Starring Samuel L. Jackson. That was so dope.
Right.
And the action vehicle Too Fast, Too Furious. The first sequel in The first sequel in the Fast and the Furious franchise back in 2003.
Boy, I know he made so much money off that franchise.
Yes. Most recently, Singleton has been active in television as both a producer and director, which included co-creating the FX series Snowfall.
And I heard that show was good too.
I haven't seen that, so I need to see it.
We need to watch it.
Which is a drama about the early rise of the crack cocaine epidemic. Woo. And episodes of shows such as American Crime Story,
I haven't seen it.
The People versus O.J. Simpson,
We saw that.
Billions, and the infamous famous Empire.
Makes me think of somebody else that I did not want to think about. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
So early in his career, Singleton also directed Michael Jackson's music video for the song Remember the Time,
that was dope.
which he called a phenomenal experience.
Oh, yeah.
He also directed a movie starring Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur, Poetic Justice.
You know, there's a lot of drama between that movie and Janet and John Singleton Pop. That's a whole story in itself.
Right. So in an interview coinciding with the 25th anniversary release of Boys in the Hood, Singleton said he was living this film before I ever thought about making it. Given the accolades he earned at such an early age, many of Singleton's later films didn't live up to that promise. His output slowed after a stretch of films in the 90s, and in 2017 interview with The Guardian, he said, I quote, I could have done more movies, nothing that some of his experience with Hollywood and its treatment of African American movies and filmmakers had inspired his move into television. As a producer, Singleton was involved with the movies Black Snake Moan and Hustle and Flow.
I remember all those movies.
So in 2011, Singleton sued Paramount Pictures for $20 million, claiming the company had violated an agreement with him related to the release of Hustle and Flow. I do remember that one. I don't remember the Black Snake Moan. I have to look at that.
You say you don't remember?
No.
I think I've seen it. I believe I have.
The parties settled for an undisclosed sum the next year on the eve of trial. A dispute has ensued between Singleton's mother, Sheila Ward,
always like this when someone dies,
who has sought conservatorship over his estate and other family members.
It's always issues when family members die.
Okay, let me just speak from my community because I can't speak from nobody else. Why we black people, okay, when it never happens, it always happens when it comes to death. Everybody and their mother come out the woodwork. People who you haven't never seen or you haven't seen in a while, or even parents. Like, why do we do that?
Want to take half of this, or I'm gonna get this over here. No, it ain't yours. I'm gonna get that.
It's like you on TikTok,
it's
like
petty.
waiting.
It's petty.
Yes, that's just.
It's like someone owed him something. Like, no. And my thing with John Singleton, I'm not gonna always fault the family because I feel like with people who pass away or those who have not, you should always set up a living will. So it ends the confusion. It ends it all. So if he had, I don't know if he did or not, I don't know, but I would just say if he didn't, he should have set one up so that way he could sign this to this person, to that person, this person, and then if he passed away, we know who it goes to, and that's the end of that.
And let me just say, you're right. Let me just wrap it up and say on my end, actress Aisha Taylor said he broke stereotypes. He broke barriers. She is an actress. Aisha Tyler said late director John Singleton will not only be remembered for his films, but what he also did for film members of color. Again, he broke records. He broke stereotypes. He broke barriers.
Yes, he did.
Okay. And so he has quite a few people who spoke very well of him, like actor Wendell Pierce.
I remember him.
I definitely remember him. The Wire.
Yeah.
Wendell Pierce. If you ever watched The Wire, I need to go back. I love The Wire.
That's where Idris Elba started it.
Yes, I mean that was.
I thought I was hearing real boy.
Oh my gosh, like he was the bomb. Like The Wire was the bomb to watch. Okay. How Boys in the Hood define John Singleton's legacy. He died too young.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. So again, you have John Carpenter and Samuel L. Jackson and so many more.
So
Tracy Oliver, Ron Howard. How on Twitter they're just a lot of positive. Excuse me.
Ava DuVernay.
Yes, Whoopi Goldberg. Jennifer Beals.
Remember Jennifer Beals from was it Flashdance?
Yes,
yeah.
Kevin Smith. Oh my gosh, Flashdance. That was the truth too. With Jennifer Beals. You know what I'm saying? NAACP praises Singleton for showing African Americans in complex, multi-dimensional roles. So I mean, he broke barriers. You just got to give the man credit.
Besides Spike Lee,
right? Besides right. John and
both brothers, it's all love.
Yes. I'm not concerned right now about if there's any negativity. I want to focus on giving that man his proper respect.
I mean that
he
could
did
be
a lot.
Show, but let's not. Yeah, we don't need to go there. That's not.
So rest in peace. I hope you're in a better place, John Singleton. Whatever you may have been dealing with, I hope that you find that you have peace within yourself.
Absolutely, and I want to also highlight Angela Bassett made some comments about John Singleton. Who else? I was just trying to see who else. Who else? Of course, you said Samuel. I'm trying to see who else in here. I saw someone with Tyrese. He did make a comment on Instagram. I saw that. Busta Rhymes made a comment because he did appear in Shaft and High Learning. Who else? Well, of course, we know Pac ain't here to really tell how he feel. I mean, you know the history. I don't have to speak on it. I'll leave that where it's at. Let's just, well, whatever. Okay. Jack Nicholson, I believe. Anybody else? I think that's everybody.
Knowing that we know so many more.
Yeah, so
many comments.
Right. I mean, like I said, I was looking at it. So Morris Chestnut. Yeah.
See Angela Bassett.
Yeah, I said Angela Bassett. So it was a lot more people than this. I suggest you go on Instagram. Every actress is connected to every actress, to every actor, connected to every actress, to every director, to writer. Yeah, go check it out on Instagram.
So we're finished. We're finally finished. Thank you so much. Even though we started a little bit late, it's all good. We got in all of the content that we wanted to get in, and we appreciate each and every one of you for joining and sending the thumbs up and the hearts and any feedback that you gave. Make sure that you share this podcast, as please share all the podcasts to your page, share it on other pages.
Share wherever you like.
Right, and if you didn't get a chance to hear the whole thing, the replay will be available shortly after.
As soon as we end this live, it's going to be available.
So we want to invite you to our Chit Chat Chew Show podcast platforms, which we are on Facebook right now at the Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. That is our Facebook page, Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. Please like the page, share, tell a friend. Also go to our Chit Chat Chew Show podcast group on Facebook where you can join there. Please, Chit Chat Chew Show podcast group. Also, we are on LinkedIn, okay? If you have a LinkedIn account, we are on LinkedIn under or at Chit Chat Chew Show. Chit Chat Chew Show. It might say podcast, but Chit Chat Chew Show.
It should be hard to find.
Should not be hard to find. We are the only ones under Chit Chat Chew Show. So again, if you're on LinkedIn, make sure that you
link with us.
I mean, this is what it's about. Again, we told networking. We also, please, if you have a business, a product, or a service that you would like to leave, drop it in our comments. Drop it in our comments. We're about positive feedback, positive networking, and connecting. Toxic people, please get off. Just get off, because we don't even have time. We also said earlier in the show that
get on my 2018 bag.
No, this week.
Because I will comment.
Yes, I know we will. You will. Yes, I know. We said earlier before we started. This is our show. This will be the only show that you'll see for Chit Chat Chew Show for the month of May. We are taking our mental health break, okay, to be able to do other things collectively and individually. So the other remaining Mondays in the month of May, we will not be on. However, I will be doing my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast. Okay, so you can go to my Facebook Aisha Speaks Jade podcast, or Aisha Speaks Jade page, where I do podcasts there. Okay, so from time to time I may even go on my personal and just kind of chime in every once in a while, but really we're focusing on some other things. We need our break, because again, we have to practice self-care, which is
it's so much to juggle,
a priority and necessary.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah,
it's so much to juggle though.
Absolutely,
So,
it's a lot to
we have
juggle.
to take a break. It's just what it is. And now, I mean, we ain't sugarcoating it. So I mean, hope you enjoyed what we offered for a few years, and just go watch our previous stuff.
Watch the previous stuff. Like
Keep
I said,
our energy in you.
Right. Like I said, I may share some things individually. It just, but for the month of May, I'm not. I'm just focusing on my Aisha Speaks Jade. So if you have not liked my page yet, make sure that you have.
You better go like it.
Everything gets posted to all of our pages, so just stay in the loop.
Mm-hmm. Definitely support Aisha Speaks Jade. Please do support her page. I just want to say the content that we have posted on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, it will be available. I mean, of course, this is the last show, okay? But everything else previously will be available. And I'm still updating, so just bear with me here. But definitely go check out our content on our platforms.
And so when you say last show, you're saying last show for the month of May? I want to make sure that people understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Last show for the month of May. Excuse me. Last show for the month of May. Taking our breaks and everything like that. We're gonna do Chit Chat Chew. It's forever going to be here. It might be some change ups, and that's okay because change is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That works for us. Okay, so before anybody tries to dissect what we should have, could have done, stay in your lane and mind your business and just enjoy what we have.
But then at the same time, it could be constructive criticism.
But I do understand constructive criticism. Right. What I don't like is when someone wants to run the business.
Well, that's the difference.
That's what I'm speaking on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can take constructive criticism. I have tough skin.
Do you now?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You have tough skin.
Whatever. Okay, so go ahead. You told them about everything?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So we're finished. Thank you guys.
Okay.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Always remember self-care, self-love, know your worth and your value. Like Nike always say, just do it. Pursue your passion, goals, mission, careers, whatever it looks like to you. Be your best self. Okay, know that you will go through challenges because that is life for all of us, right? But I love my 3 C's that I always put out there. When you find that you struggle, just catch it, check it, and change it. Okay?
All right, and that is a wrap for our show. Have a blessed night. Take care of yourselves. Remember, self-care is first.
Absolutely. Peace and blessings to you all.
Peace out.